Hey guys, Adam back with the Studie project. So the last couple of months have been pretty much absorbed with doing body work. I haven't been able to put as much time in the last couple of months, so it's been slow, but there's been a lot of body work. The trunk lid ended up taking a lot of time. I actually ended up putting 3 coats of epoxy primer and then filling and sanding and taking it back to almost bare metal each time, and the result now is good. There was a couple of little things. There was a slight dent there, and I just had to fix up the line along there. But basically, that's really good. So the bonnet, the boot or trunk, and the doors, also the roof. The roof. You remember the that looks like it's not flat through there, that's just the sanding. But the roof and the trunk in particular, as I said before, it looked like it had maybe a tree or something had fallen on it. It didn't have any major, there was no major dents in it, but there was a number of little ripples, and to get that really clean was a lot of work. And it was like with the roof, there was no rust, luckily, and no big dents, but there was quite a few minor ripples, imperfections that took a fair bit of work. So they're all good. The doors are good. This, I found out, is notorious in the Hawks. You can see it's a folded over piece of panel, and having this big gap in through here is a collection point for rust and for water and mud first of all, and then eventually rust. So there was a little tiny bit of roughness up through here that had been filled before. I kind of originally went with the idea, because there was no active rust in the front of what I cut out, I thought maybe I'd bog it up, and then I thought, no, that's a shitty thing to do. So I dug it out, and luckily you can see there's nothing through, but this all has to be cleaned back, and I'll kill it with some rust kill paint. But I've started to do some fabrication. That's the wrong way. This will fit in there, and we're just waiting for some gas for the MIG welder, and then some metal work that has to be done will be done. And around the back, I've actually cut out quite a bit right down the back. You can see a little bit of rust through into here, but all of this was rotten out. This was pretty seedy, and this is where the panel bolts onto the subframe, onto the frame through there. So yeah, this corner was really nasty. You can see it's rotten up through there. So what I've done is I've taken out all the way along the back. I've cut up under here. There's 2 layers. This is the outside layer, this is the inside layer, so I can get my fingers up through there. I've cut out all the rotten metal on the inside layer, and mostly with this outside layer, but you can see again up in this corner, this is all pretty nasty. So what I'm doing, I'm getting a piece of 18 gauge. It's going to be doubled over, folded back on itself, and it will start from here and go all the way along the bottom and right back to the back. That'll strengthen that, and there'll be a really good solid base at the rear here. This is the floor. Some of the floor has to still be taken out, but I've cut out a fair bit of floor, and I've fabricated. Sorry, a bit shitty here. I fabricated a piece of floor. You see I put the groove in through here. That worked pretty good. I started it on a press and finished it by hand. And what I'll be doing is cutting that to go in, and that will go up to about here and right across to here. So we'll go either side of where these mounting brackets are for the corner brace. You can see this one here, again that's where it's bolted on, but some of the metal around it, you can see there's a bit of hole. So what I did is I took the bracket out, I've fabricated up a new piece. So this will be folded through here and folded along there, and then this will sit in there. I'll clean that up, and then this piece will go in the corner here, and that'll be the bracket. You can see the bracket comes up to the end wall and onto the side, so it's a nice corner strong bracket. So I'm making 2 of those, 1 for each corner. The original molding will go in. I've kept the same pattern, the same curve. So when it's painted, we'll have this bevel, this edge around here, and this is sunk down underneath, and that will glue onto the car. So I'm pretty happy about that. They're both done. The other thing I've started to do, before that goes on, you'll see over here, this sits on top of the floor. So I've made a piece, fabricated a piece that will go back into the corner. It will sit like that, and it will give strength to the back corner, go right up into this back piece here, and it will sit way down in the corner, and that will fix that back corner really nicely. And then this piece, once it's folded here, it'll be folded there and there once I've got the back piece in, so I know exactly where the back is. Once that's folded over, that will sit in there, and that's going to be super strong. It's going to be much stronger than what it originally was. And then these 2 pieces will take care of that corner, and then the floor that I've cut out will sit in between there, and then there'll be another one in this corner. So it's fairly extensive. I was a bit overwhelmed at the start, but cleaning it out, seeing what the floor is like, seeing that the floor up here is all pretty good. Also, what I'll be doing is I'll be keeping this molding. There's a lump in the back here, and also there's a strip that goes all the way along. There's a strip that goes all the way along, and there's a little tiny bit rust in here, but what I'll do is this strip will sit on top of the new panel. I'll fix that up. Because this is 18 gauge, it's actually quite a lot stronger, thicker than the original floor. So this will give a lot of strength to that whole corner. This lump will be cut out and stuck on, and this strip will be also cut and stuck on. So it will look authentic and be a lot stronger. So yeah, I'm quite happy about all of that. I've put a tag on the bottom, so that will sit down. This just has to be cleaned up, but this will sit down, and that corner, both corners and the whole back end will be remarkably stronger than what it was and what it was when it came out of the factory. Luckily this piece here that the wheel goes onto, it's strong all the way around. There's no problem, just a little tiny bit there. So this panel, the panel I made, will start somewhere here, go up and go around, and then up to join onto that channel. And then there's a chance that I can run the whole panel across, and then it will be a nice big strong. But I could also just cut out along that panel and have the new floor come like this, because the metal up there is pretty good. So I haven't decided, but I think what I'll do is replace the whole back end of the floor, and with the 2 corners and this rear part going right along, it'll be good. So a fair bit of work, but it's going well. The other thing I've fabricated is, you'll remember this nasty little fella here. So I fabricated a piece. It's not perfect yet, but this is the idea. It will go over, you can see where the hole is there, so it's going to go just below that, and sit up there like that. So this tab at the top here will be folded over when I know the exact position of it. And likewise, once this is back properly, there'll be a little bit of a tab there to go over into the back. So this is purely for structural strength. This whole piece will be basically covered under the fin. The fin goes along that back there, and this still a little bit of shaping to do, but it's pretty good. That's basically what I wanted to do. So yeah, a lot of the panelling's already been done. As I said, the doors are pretty good. They also took a fair bit of work. That looks a bit rough because it's been sanded, but it's pretty good. So well on the way. As always, the bodywork's taken a lot longer than I thought, and that's partly because particularly things like this, and also these little patches here, I didn't realize how bad they were. But I think what's taken the most time for me, just because I haven't got a lot of experience with the bodywork, is when there's panels that just have little tiny imperfections. I'm not even talking about cutting out metal. I'm just talking about where you got these lovely big rolling, sweeping compound curves going both ways, and sweeping down the back here. Really beautiful shaping. But when there's tiny little dents over sort of large areas in something like that, and also in the trunk, to get them really good has been a lot of work.